Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into physical education for grade 6, and I am so excited to guide you through some incredibly fun, active, and culturally rich concepts today. Let's get right to it. But hey, before we jump into the heavy lifting, we need to do a quick check-in. How are you feeling today? Take a look at the screen. Are you a thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or maybe a thumbs down? It's totally okay wherever you are. Acknowledging how we feel is absolutely the best first step before we start moving and learning. All right, here is our roadmap for today. We're going to identify the rules of the invasion game Agawang Po. We'll perform actions like running, grabbing, and tagging, and we'll practice participating safely while following instructions. Pretty straightforward, right? Now, let's fire up those memory banks. Think back to our last game. First, what type of game is Agawang Sulak classified as? And second, what is its main objective? Just lock those answers in your head for a second while we warm up our brains. Moving on with our recall, what happens to the player who fails to get a corner after the signal? And crucially, why is speed so important in Agawang Sulak? As you're going to see today, speed is a huge recurring theme in the types of games we're studying. And finally, what safety rules should be followed while playing? I know, it sounds basic, but safety is quite literally our foundation. We always want to bring that front and center before tackling any new material. So, to unlock today's concepts, I want you to picture a scenario. Have you ever played a game where you need to grab an object super quickly and run back to your team? Here's the real puzzle. What do you think is more important in a game like that? Speed or strategy? Ask yourself why. Because honestly, being the fastest person on the field doesn't always guarantee a win if you don't have a solid plan. Today, we are officially diving into our lesson title, Invasion Games, specifically looking at Agawang Sulak. Now, while we just reviewed that one, our main event today is actually its closely related sibling in the invasion game family, which shares those exact same thrilling mechanics. And that brings us to Agawang Po. It's a fantastic traditional Filipino invasion and chasing game played by two teams. It's perfectly designed to develop alertness and teamwork. The whole shebang centers around one single handkerchief, or panyo, placed right in the dead center of the playing field. You might be wondering, why is it called an invasion game? Well, it's a specific category where players literally have to invade the center space to capture an object and then return safely to their territory without getting tagged. Success here depends heavily on lightning-fast decision-making and territory control. You gotta be bold, but you also have to be really smart. The best part? Preparing for this game requires almost nothing. You just need a handkerchief, a whistle for the teacher, and some markers for the team bases. That is literally it. It makes the game super accessible and incredibly easy to set up anywhere you have a clear space. Okay, before anyone steps onto the field, let's talk general rules. You need 2 equal teams with assigned numbers. Absolutely no rough physical contact. We want to avoid injuries entirely. Everyone needs to be healthy with Park Plus and consent handled, and the playing area must be safe and clearly marked. Safety first, for sure. Let's visualize the action, shall we? Step 1. Teams line up facing each other with the panyo right in the center. Step 2. The teacher calls out a number and the players with that corresponding number bolt toward the panyo. Step 3, and this is where it gets spicy. The player who grabs the panyo first instantly becomes the attacker, which means the other player is suddenly the defender. Following that grab, the whole thing turns into a high-stakes chase. Step 4, the attacker runs to their base without being tagged. Step 5, if they make it safe, boom, their team earns a point. Step 6, if they get tagged, no point is given. And finally, Step 7, the game just keeps going, number by number, until all numbers are called or time is up. It is fast, frantic, and so much fun. All right, enough theory. It is time to put this into practice with the general directions for our group activity. Listen closely to these instructions. Let us now play the traditional Filipino invasion game, Agawang Po. I will divide you into 2 teams, each with assigned numbers. A handkerchief will be placed in the center. Next up, the core action. When your number is called, you must quickly run to the center, grab the panyo, and return to your base without being tagged by your opponent. This is it, folks, the exact moment where your speed and your strategy are put to the ultimate test. Do you snatch it immediately, or do you hover and wait for your opponent to make a false move? And wrapping up the directions, follow all rules carefully and listen to instructions for your safety. Let's enjoy the game, practice speed, teamwork, and strategy, and have fun while playing Agawang Panyo. Seriously, prioritizing safety is what ensures everybody actually gets to enjoy the game. Okay, fast forward. Imagine you've just finished playing. Take a deep breath. First, how did you feel when your number was called and you had to run for that Panyo? Was your heart racing? And second, what strategy did you use to successfully grab the Panyo and return to your base? Moving on to question 3, what challenges did you experience while trying to avoid being tagged? It is way harder than it looks on paper, right? And number 4, how did your reaction time affect your performance in the game? Knowing the exact millisecond to snatch that handkerchief takes intense focus. And finally, question 5. What skills did you develop while playing Agawang Panyo? Beyond just the physical running, think about the mental alertness, the teamwork, and the snap decisions you had to make out there. Awesome! With our reflection complete, it's time for our check-in section to quickly lock in what we've learned today. And that is a wrap. Thank you so much for participating today. As you step away from this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Ask yourself, how do these traditional games not only keep our physical bodies active, but also keep our shared cultural history alive for the next generation? Think about it. Keep moving, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.